hopefully they'll be able to listen to some of the other things in terms of the immigration policy and changing at least the messaging on both the immigration policy for the Sun Belt, at least for Arizona, New Mexico, younger voters, Hispanic voters, and also on Gaza. Staffers, if you're in here, okay, wink, wink. You know, analysts, if you're in here, wink, wink, nod, nod, little push here, little push there. Remember, Americans don't care about foreign policy. They don't. They're also very susceptible to changing their perceptions on certain issues as long as there is like enough campaigning on that front, enough messaging on that front. On immigration, Joe Biden performed better in 2020 when he was objectively anti-Trump immigration. He performs significantly worse now in 2024 before he dropped out on immigration because he went right wing on the issue. These are good things to think about. Okay. Remember, Donald Trump versus Joe Biden matchup in 2020 on immigration. Joe Biden was still trailing behind Donald Trump, but much closer to Donald Trump on immigration than he was by 2024. So please. Also, don't lean into the memes. The messaging on JD Vance being weird is good. Okay, that's good messaging. It's good because it basically cuts away at like the serious danger that they present, because Republicans love presenting themselves as a serious danger. Saying he's weird is good because he is weird. He's gross. He's icky. He gives people the ick. Keep calling him a weirdo. That's fine. Okay. Now give us Republicans some advice. Y'all are cooked, okay? Immediately institute socialism. Just advocate for socialism. Y'all are cooked anyway. I do actually unironically give Republicans advice as well on here when I'm criticizing them. And then chatters will be like, why are you giving the Republican Party advice? They watch you. And it's like, I don't think they do. And even if they do, I don't think they fucking can stop themselves. Yeah. Don't lean into the Brad and Coconut memes. Let that shit happen organically. Don't do it. Don't hyper focus on celebrity endorsements. Nobody cares. Do the regular job. Do your job. You're a political campaign. You are not selling albums, okay? You're a fucking political campaign. Get some goddamn door knockers on board. Get some real momentum. This is no longer the 2016 campaign. This is no longer the 2020 campaign. This is the 2008 election. Okay. Obviously, the dynamic is very different. There isn't like a tremendous amount of hatred for the Republican Party due to the fact that for 8 years there was for 8 years there was like a shit ton of war on terror nonsense, plus the economic downturn, the collapse of the global economy. That kind of stuff doesn't exist here. And it's not like a two-term Republican that fucked everything up. Having said that, however, in terms of Kamala Harris's qualities, she's younger, dynamic, could and looks significantly younger as a consequence of who she replaced, Joe Biden. She also reads young. That's a big benefit. Despite being 59, she looks like she's 40. She's hot. You know what I mean? Like, these things matter. People like that shit. Okay? People like that shit. That's important. Like, guys, come on. Aesthetics are very important for a political campaign. Okay? They matter a lot. People make decisions. People make decisions like this on those boundaries 100%. So, like I was saying, the demographics that you can captivate from here on out are going to be Obama-based demographics. Go for the youth vote, but you have to change course on some of this stuff, okay? Anyway, but let's get to Obama's, anyway, All right.
Race for the White House, Vice President Kamala Harris picking up a big endorsement from former President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama as she goes on a campaign blitz. 4 states in just 4 days. Our senior White House correspondent, Selena Wang, is tracking the latest.
If you call her Blasian, I'm reporting you. Why would I would never say that. Like, now you put that thought into the minds of at least 30,000 people. You did that. Are you happy?
Good morning, Selena.
Good morning, Rebecca. Vice President Kamala Harris is racing to rally support across the country. With the election now just 100 days away, she is aggressively going after Donald Trump and hitting that campaign trail. Hi.
Hey there.
This morning.
I don't understand the change in narrative on Gaza advice. Are we asking her to bluff voters with sweet talking while still sending the votes? I think, I'm of two different minds here. In terms of like what she needs to do in order for me to be committed or for me to be excited about her prospects, she does need to change course on Gaza. I don't know how much she can do when Joe Biden is the president, and you can't deviate away from this like arrogant, entitled man who probably thinks like the world owes him whatever the fuck he wants and is one of the most arrogant, entitled Zionists out there. Okay? The only thing she can do as Joe Biden's vice president while simultaneously running for president is basically messaging. On that front, she needs to deviate and maybe even try to make sure that Joe Biden doesn't fuck up the bag too much. Okay? Any chance of Felix coming on today to talk about the JD Vance freak show? Why would I invite Felix to come back on after he was on Wednesday? That's crazy. Bro, Biden's stance on Gaza is not an outlier. Get real. Wait, what? I love that you are hitting both angles here. Like, are you actually riding with the Democrats now? Does endorsing genocide matter? Bro, Biden's stance on Gaza is not an outlier. Get real. Biden's stance on Gaza is demonstrably unpopular. You are delusional. If we're talking about the voter base, Biden is literally less popular than Trump on Gaza. One of the many benefits of not being president while Gaza is happening. But still, what are you saying right now? The notion that, like, if you were to say people don't have Gaza as their top of mind issue, you would be correct. And I'm not making that argument at all. Okay? I am not making that argument at all. But Biden is an outlier on Gaza. Biden's dick riding of Israel on Gaza is literally an outlier in the Democratic Party, and it's certainly an outlier in the broader electorate. It is not represented by most people. The notion that he just keeps saying like, oh yeah, there's going to be a 2-state, but also like it's Hamas. Hamas is responsible for everything. It's Hamas, blah, 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 blah. Like consistently lying at the behest of Israel. Okay? Consistently lying at the behest of Israel is 100% at this stage, especially 9 months in, 10 months in, is an outlier. Okay? It's a stance for the military industrial complex. Sure, maybe it's not an outlier in the DMV. Nova voters, okay? People that work at Lockheed Martin, Raytheon executives, they love that shit. Okay? They're lining their goddamn pockets. They don't have an issue with that take. Obviously, like rabid ultra Zionists in general, despite not voting for Biden, and they will never vote for Biden, they agree with Biden on this issue. They will never vote for Biden. If you're trying to captivate the Texas mega church voters, okay, then yeah, you're online. You're on board with their insane bloodlust, right? But as far as the broader electorate goes, how many fucking polls do you need to see? How many polls do you need to see that shows that like Americans are fed up with the way things are going? Kamala is anti-Hamas, not pro-Israel or pro-Palestine, is good. Wait, what? No, that's not. Dude, Hamas should not be a word that comes out of the mouths of any Democrats going forward from this point on. Okay? It's just not a, like, it is just totally bad optics. Okay? There's no reason to consistently talk like you are on the side of what Americans consider to be a terror group. Okay? Like, I'm not saying this as my own personal convictions, because Hamas and all matter of Palestinian resistance right now is on a defensive posture against a genocide, and therefore I do believe that they are on the right side, regardless of their domestic affairs, regardless of their overall worldview. They are currently engaging in an internationally lawful act in terms of defending these occupied territories from a belligerent occupier. Okay? That's not just my assessment of the situation. That is backed up by international law. Having said that, however, obviously, if you're running for the American presidency, you're not going to run around and be like, I love Hamas. Hamas is doing that. You're not going to say any of those things. But you shouldn't be talking about Hamas at all. Okay? You shouldn't, because it's a losing position. Don't associate Palestinian death and destruction with Hamas at all. One, because Israel is doing all of the death and destruction. It's not Hamas that's doing the death and destruction. And any invocation of Hamas, anytime you mention Hamas, you're just coming at this situation from a losing position when it's objectively unpopular. What Israel's doing is objectively unpopular. There is a partisan battle that you can fight in American domestic politics in terms of unconditional loyalty and support to Israel. Just put this stink on the Republicans. Put the fucking stink directly on Republicans. Be like, I've told you the method, okay? I told you the winning strategy. And even my girl Nancy Pelosi is kind of hitting this, okay? The winning strategy in this circumstance would literally to go, Benjamin Netanyahu seemingly is more popular in the American Republican Party than he is in the international community, where he is a war criminal with a warrant application out for his arrest. He is seemingly more popular in the American Republican Party than he is in Israel, in his own fucking Knesset. Like, there's only one group of people propping this motherfucker up, and it's the Republicans. Just say that. Okay? So that's it. And that's true. Benjamin Netanyahu is objectively more popular with American Republicans, American Republican politicians, than he is in his own fucking country. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah, it's also obvious that he wants Trump to win. Okay? He wants Trump to win. So, like, any kind of mention as to, like, Bibi Netanyahu on, like, positive terms, or anything that, like, helps Benjamin Netanyahu look good and look like a decent foreign leader is just hurting you. Like, Benjamin Netanyahu literally went to Mar-a-Lago to suck his cock, okay? Come on now. Are we for real? Be for fucking real, dude. He's wearing a total victory hat. He brought up total victory on the fucking congressional speech. Get out of here. Democrats cannot stand idly by and let this shit fly, dude. Even on partisan grounds.